unfortunately, the border has become so political. We become bargaining chips when Congress is trying to make decisions that end up affecting us. We're about 45 miles from the actual US-Mexico border. So not right on the border, but very close. Here we have a map of southern New Mexico. Las Cruces is right in the middle, and surrounding we have these Border Patrol checkpoints. Any highway that you want to take north, east, or west, you're going to encounter a Border Patrol checkpoint. And this happens all along the US-Mexico border. Every major road and highway has these checkpoints. There is really no way around them.
I came when I was 2 years old. My mother brought us to come to school, but also because it helps us survive better over here than in Juarez, Chihuahua. Since there's checkpoints surrounding New Mexico, apparently we just came here and stayed here because of those checkpoints. We can't cross them without papers or documents. I got my DACA permit when I was 17 years old. It was about 6 months after I graduated high school. I felt like I wasn't so trapped anymore since I was allowed to cross the checkpoints and I was allowed to travel more into the US.
We're approaching the checkpoint now, and as you see, we start seeing these signs that say inspection section coming up. There are usually a lot of cameras, there's a lot of parked vehicles of Border Patrol agents.
What generally goes through your mind at this point when you're pulling up to
I hope the guy is having a nice day, and I hope everything goes fine, because you never know. An agent will mainly ask if you're a US citizen or not, and then you can go on your way. Of course, we know that many times more than that happens, particularly if you're a person of color.
Hi. Take your citizenship. United States citizen?
Every single time I go through a Border Patrol checkpoint, I tense up, I get nervous. It doesn't matter how long I've lived here. And every single time, I turn on the camera on my phone.
Being a person of color, being stopped by law enforcement, you automatically think worst case scenarios.
I've been asked if the car belongs to me.
Aggressively put your hands on the wheel, don't move.
Any drugs? Do you have anybody in the trunk?
They notice, they get asked more questions if they're listening to music in Spanish.
I'm always like, I'm not gonna answer them. It's my right not to answer them. I'm not gonna do it. And I get there and I answer every single question they ask me because I'm too scared not to.
So how normal is that? You didn't even ask a question.
Yeah. I think that's happened to me once in my life. And yeah, it is not normal.
When it was announced that DACA was going to be terminated, I was in class. I was actually just listening to my teacher make her lecture about architecture. Right there in that moment, I felt like almost like my life was about to get ripped away from my hands. Well, honestly, I don't know what to anticipate in the future because at this point of my life, I'm just kind of waiting for my permit to expire. It's in 6 months, I believe. The era is changing, and I know that I keep seeing more Border Patrol in my area, so it's encouraging me to just want to go back and hide, honestly.
There are people pouring in. They don't want security at the border. They don't want to stop drugs.
My priority is to increase border security and to build that wall that will work.
Give the dreamers safety here in America and bolster border security at the same time.
What people tell us is, I feel safe in my community. What doesn't make me feel safe is having more agents. They carry a military-style policing that we don't think has a place in this country.
The wall isn't deporting our families. Border Patrol agents deport our families. ICE agents deport our families. Detention centers and the detention bed quota, all of those things going to what we call the militarization of the border.
These communities have seen and lived through, being constantly monitored or followed or entrapped in this, through these checkpoints. We don't need more hyper surveillance from this agency.